Hi everybody, welcome. This is a video that I'm going to do kind of in between my radio show, my two radio shows, but it's not going to be on the radio. Um, I've had a lot of questions about my 3-minute makeup that I think everybody should have, and so I decided since I'm getting ready to put my makeup on, I would kind of go through some of the questions and also maybe add some things, but most importantly, let you know that it takes me more than 3 minutes to teach you and explain why this should only take you 3 minutes. So I get a lot of people like, it took you 13 minutes to do it. And I'm like, duh, I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to teach it to you. So when you get the hang of it, it can take you between 3 and 5 minutes. So welcome. This isn't really a beauty rehab, which is my regular radio show. Feel free to subscribe to my videos. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I do tons of beauty stuff. I do some lifestyle stuff, although I would not call myself a lifestyle expert, first of all, because everyone knows I can't cook. And I do, I work out and stuff like that, but I suck at all of it, and I'm just trying to get better, like all of us. But where I am a expert is in the beauty and the modeling industry. I actually wanted to do a whole show on how to take a great picture, because I teach everyone I know how to take great pictures, and everybody says, oh, I hate getting my picture taken. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you don't know how to get your picture taken. That was my job. My job was to make sure I looked great in every picture. So of course I'm going to look good in pictures. Duh. I wanted to be good at my job. I wanted to get paid well. So I made it my life's mission to learn how to take a great picture. And I think you should be able to take a great picture. It's not rocket science. It's all about, depth of field, 2 dimensions. You should be able to, if you go like this, you're going to look like you've got 4 chins. But if you just put your shoulders back and you keep your neck long and then you kind of tilt your chin down a little, you look like you have no chins or just the one. Anyway, so I'm going to start really quickly and I'm going to do my makeup. Again, it's going to take longer. I already have my serum on. I already have my moisturizer on. If you use sunscreen, you can put it on. I would really, I'm begging you. How about this? I'm begging you. Not only do I want you to, number one, eat your sunscreen, meaning that you're going to eat phytonutrients, as green leafy, as bright colored organic vegetables and fruits as you can. That helps your body protect against sun damage on a cellular level inside. But if you are using sunscreen, I want it to be non-toxic. I will have fights with every derm that wants to have a fight with me, but I believe that putting a lot of toxins on your face to protect yourself from sun damage is not such a great idea if you can have an alternative. Makeup, number one thing is the makeup I made has titanium dioxide in it. You have to spend a lot of money to get it considered tested for a sunscreen, but it truly is the same ingredient as sunscreen. So I'm going to put some skin prep on, and a skin prep is a non-silicone based primer. This is something I made in my own line, but you can find one. I know there is one that's non-silicone by Laura Mercier, so you can buy the Laura Mercier primer. Sorry, it's a little jiggly, but I'm trying to do this on my computer, because if I try to put together like the full-on set of cameras and lights and all that, it's never going to happen because I'm not a very good techie. So what I can do is use my computer, and I know if you want to tell me that I need to learn how to do it and go to YouTube space and all that kind of stuff, you're right, I should. But I have a sick child downstairs, and then I have to go pick up the other kid, and I have to make dinner, and I'm trying to do this for you. Anyway, here we go. I like cream or gel or liquid-based sculpting product. I don't like it to look like you're sculpting your face. Everything should look like you're not trying. Your hair color, your skin. Yes, you can try with cool eyeshadows. Yes, you can try with lips. But don't make it look like you don't like your face. Let's just make your face a really pretty version of your face, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit of sculptor right underneath my cheekbone, down and around. Right underneath my cheekbone, down and around. I'm going to use it to give myself a little bit of a tan on my forehead. I do not put sculpting in my temples, and that is because I want my temples to be broader, not be sunken. So a lot of people will say put some sculpting here, but I don't agree with that. So you can do whatever you want. I know there's a lot of YouTube people. Hi, Alba. That do it, but I don't do it. Okay, so concealer. I want you to use a very high pigmented concealer. I am going to use it right underneath my eyes. And what does high pigmented mean? It means that it is so concentrated that you need a tiny bit to get coverage. So it's also so concentrated that it doesn't slip around. It's not like a foundation that you're just going to slide all over your face. I want you to use makeup only where you need it. So I need to bounce up these kind of these shadows that I'm getting as I get older. I also have it here, so I'm going to bump that up one shade. And I will tell you, most of us have the same shadows. So I'm bumping up my puppet lines. And a shadow is not a pimple. So I want this to be one shade lighter than my skin color, okay? Then I'm going to go back. So I've done that. I've got it on my eyelids. I've got it everywhere I need it. Again, I said I was bumping up my temples. Then I'm going to take a color that is exactly my skin tone. So you should almost not even see it. And I'm going to get rid of my ruddiness. I'm going to blend this in a minute. Around my nose. See how those broken capillaries? If your concealer is pigmented enough, you should need a tiny bit to get rid of any ruddiness or any pimples. And look at my ruddiness on my chin. Okay. Ooh, I had like a red spot right there too. Gone. Hello, gone. Okay. So you just let it set for a little bit. I'm kind of letting it warm up. I don't want you to use your fingers. I don't want you to use, I want you to use a clean sponge. I buy sponges and then wash them all the time because I am in love with these non-latex sponges. But if you've got clean hands, if you wash them all the time, you can use your fingers. But for the most part, I don't want you touching your face. The dirt and bacteria on your fingers should not be touching your face. Okay, do you see how easy this was? I'm barely touching my face and it just blends because it's a pigment-rich concealer. And there are lots of areas on my skin that don't have any makeup on. So the rest of my skin is breathing while I'm bumping up what I need to bump up and covering what I need to cover. Look at that. So this whole process of putting your concealer on should take you maybe 1 minute. If, more like 30 seconds. But just because I was talking you through it, it took longer. The next thing I like to do is my lip stain. You can get these. This one is called Elf lip stain. It's bright pink, but it doesn't matter what color it is because I'm using it just so I can get some pop to my face. If you put your lipstick on first or your stain on first, you're going to feel already made up. So let's say you're in a hurry. You put your concealer on, you put your lipstick on, and then all of a sudden someone calls you. You don't feel like you've got a blank face. So chin over, ear to the shoulder, chin up, so you can see the ridge of your lip. Our color line recedes, but the mountaintop does not recede. So look at how much bigger my lip is. just by doing the ridge versus the color line. I know you don't want to overline your lip. I'm not asking you to overline your lip. I'm asking you to line your lip the way it really is. My sister and I always had this fight. She's like, oh, you're overlining my lip. And I'm like, no, Beth, you're underlining your lip. So you're so used to thinking you've got no lips that now that I'm actually going to the actual crest of the ridge, you feel like it's overlined. And it's not. So just get over it. I love my sister. We can fight over stuff like that. That doesn't bother me at all. Okay, next I'm going to do my brows. I actually kind of do my brows first thing in the morning, but I'm doing them this way now. Lift the temple using a, holy smokes, is this brow? Oh my gosh, yes it is, but boy are my eyes old. I recommend blonde to almost everyone. If you are a brunette, I bet you a blonde pencil will fill in your brows, even if they're becoming more and more sparse like mine, without looking like you're over darkening your brows. And remember, if you have close set eyes, you're not going to want to do your brows closer to your nose. You're going to want to keep it further out. Okay? Again, see this side? Lift the temple. Lift the temple so you don't bring your eyebrow down, curving it downward. And again, I feel like this is so dark because it's not my brow pencil. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. I was like, why is that so dark? Because it was a brown eye pencil. This is my blonde one. It's teeny tiny, but I'm going to use this again. My brows are going to be really dark for this video, but it's because I can't see. I should have put my glasses on. If I'd put my glasses on, I would have seen. It's not terrible, but it is much darker than it should be. Okay. I'm going to just put a little bit of powder on my brows and a little bit of powder everywhere else I put hide and highlight. If you have really sparse brows, you can put a little translucent powder on your brows. And then I just use it a tiny bit to set my concealer. Do you see how little powder I'm using? If you're using too much powder, people, guess what? You're going to dry out your skin. It's true. You don't want to use too much powder. I'm just using a little bit to set it. Okay. I'm going to go back to that brown pencil that I was just using, and now I'm going to jiggle it into my lash line. Hold your line and just find the base of your lashes and jiggle it. All the way to the inside corner. It's as if you are jiggling it into the tree trunks of your lashes. And then pull it out just a tiny bit. Okay, and then you can just kind of take it off if you get it too high above your line, like I did. Okay, then you are going to take a soft brown pencil and you're going to go underneath along your lash line, and then you're going to go straight out. It's going to feel weird. And then above your crease to your brow bone with the brown. Do you see that? Again, out, underneath, and then an out, all the way straight out to above your brow bone. and then attach it. Okay, you see that? This is how we are going to sculpt our eye. So then you're going to take your brush, and again, you're going to use your brush gently, and I'm using my finger to stabilize my skin. So I'm not pulling or tugging on my skin too much. I really believe that if you stretch and touch your face and pull and tug on your face, you will stretch out your skin and you will get lids that sag and you will get more wrinkles. So I want you to not stretch out that delicate tissue around your face. And you can kind of attach it to the dark if you had a little tail and pull it up. It should almost blend away to nothing. It's supposed to look like we have recreated where the crease is on your eye to make it higher. You see that? Then again, you can take a little bit of the translucent powder and just set it. You don't want a lot of powder. Again, powder is not your friend. We want to use as little powder as possible because every time you put powder on your face, it's doing exactly what you would do. Let's say you got oil on your tablecloth or on a shirt. You would want to use powder to mop it up. Well, it does the same thing for your face. So every time you add water or you add powder, you are making you're drying out your skin. Curl your lashes. Okay, so you know I'm doing this with no mirror. I'm just using the camera. My favorite mascara, Lash Sensational by Maybelline. Dark brown or black, whichever one you like. All the way inside. And you can use the Lash Builder primer from Clinique that I like too, but I didn't have it in my bag, so sometimes when I'm at the gym and I'm just doing my 3-minute makeup, I skip some of those steps. But you can definitely see the difference in my lashes. They're not as long as when they are when I use the Clinique. And there are other primers out there, but I really love that one. It doesn't clump. It doesn't flake off. There's no fibers in it that once it dries are brittle and then you blink and all of a sudden you've got all these little hairs, little fibers underneath your eyes. You really want to find a mascara that doesn't necessarily curl, but lengthens and makes your eyelashes thicker and is not too clumpy that you can build. I'm not sure this is perfect, but you're going to get the idea. And then a little bit underneath. I have no eyelashes, so my little bit underneath is really a little bit. I think the biggest message that I'm always trying to get out there is that you have to care. You have to care what you look like. Just a little bit. Nothing, not too dramatic, but just enough. Because when you look in the mirror in the morning, you want to be happy what you see. If you're always kind of a wreck and flustered and all that, you're not going to be happy with what you see. So if you have a cute little routine that you can do, I'm just putting some cream blush on. Smile. Find the apples of your cheeks. And I can use the same part of the sponge that I use for my bronzer, for my blush, but do not confuse bronzer with blush. Blush is blush, sculpting is sculpting. Okay, I'm all done. Okay, I know that took longer than 3 minutes, but here's the deal. Every time I talk you through it, you're going to know how to do it a little bit better and better and better. Now that I put glasses on, I can see like all the messes I made. That's really sad. But the more you learn this process, the easier it's going to be for you to figure out what your 3-minute routine is. I really want you to not wash your face in the morning. I want you to wash your face with cleanser at night. I want you to put a serum on, an antioxidant. And then I want you to put a night cream on if you're over 30, an alpha hydroxy or a retinol night cream. That being said, if you have any dry patches or if your skin starts to peel, whatever you're using is too strong. I know that people will say, oh, you're using retinol and your face should peel and then it's going to get better. And I don't agree with that. I don't think you should have to do anything that burning and that detrimental to your skin to have beautiful skin for the rest of your life. I also think that you should be very scared of lasers because some of the more high-powered lasers cause such scar tissue that all of a sudden you end up with like plastic skin and it looks awful. And when that wrinkles or gets sun damage, it's even worse. So I want you to stretch out the time that you need those interventions by under-processing your skin. No harsh cleansers. Your face should not feel tight and stripped once you wash it. If it does, it means that you are changing your pH balance and stripping all of the natural oils from your skin. I want your skin clean, but I don't want your skin stripped because it starts this vicious cycle of your own body throwing off a ton of sebum to try and moisturize from within. And then if there's anything in your pores, when it throws that sebum up, it can get clogged and you can get more pimples. So then what do? You add more stripping agents or acne medicines. And so then your skin becomes so disrupted and so over processed that you get this cycle that you can't get out of. So I want you to really chill out. Let's see what your skin really is. And I know I can do that if I just don't have you wash your face in the morning. Wash your face at night. Never go to bed with makeup on. Never go to bed with dirty skin. In the morning, and then at night when you've washed it, then you're going to wash your face. Then you're going to use your antioxidants, alpha hydroxy. And once you've put those two things on, a serum that's an antioxidant serum and then an alpha hydroxy or something that helps you with cell turnover, I really don't care what you put on top of that to seal it in. You could do argan oil, you could do olive oil, you could do a super expensive night cream, La Mer, whatever. Those are all sealants of the delivery of antioxidants and the cell turnover serum I want underneath. So go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel. If you hate everything I'm saying, then just don't subscribe and don't go back on. I am not trying to upset anyone. I'm telling you what I learned from being a model for 30 years, being 50 years old, and trying really hard to save my skin but be the prettiest I can be. That doesn't mean you get to be mean. That doesn't mean I get to be mean. You need to be nice, but you should look like you care about yourself. And that also doesn't mean you need to look like, a supermodel or be rail thin or do any of that. I'm not about any of that. I love you the way you are. I was a model. I had to be the way everyone wanted me to be. And it takes a toll. So I just want you to be the prettiest, polished version of you. And I know you have incredible features. I know that I can just teach you how to bump those beautiful features you love and not only learn to love the features you might not love. I hated my hair growing up. I had this curly, frizzy hair. Now I love it because I know how to handle it. And I have a million options. Curly one day, straight one day, braids one day. Like learn how learn how to do really good you. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, sorry for this long post, but I wanted to do a 3-minute makeup one more time and explain it to you. And if you've got comments, please go ahead and comment or email me or follow me on Instagram and ask questions on Instagram. I try and answer them. In fact, I think I'm going to do a post next week that's just all questions, which is kind of how this one started, but I think I went out on a rant, which happens all the time. Anyway, I love you. Well, I really, really, really like you a lot. Till next time, bye.